But looking at particular metals, I look at markets which are even more tight than actually energy. I'm much more worried about some of the metals actually.
Which ones in particular?
Almost the whole commodity metals market is in backwardation. But if you look right now at zinc, we have zinc smelters shutting down in a time where we are actually really already short and inventories are at the bottom. Now what's the biggest byproduct on zinc? It's silver. Where do we need silver? Military hardware, technology, your new form of going green depends on silver. And basically we are now in an environment where we are shutting basically the silver supply down, and on the derivative side we have a leverage of 100, 200 times on the exchanges, and we can't deliver goods anymore. So how are you going to price basically a product in that type of environment? And I think the answer is we see now people going physical instead of paper, and that questions now actually the contract of the paper contract.
And so are you saying that price premium from the Ukraine war, the supply disruptions, that's likely going to stay, or do you think investor demand will start to wane once we get a clearer picture from the Fed later on this year?
Look, the investor demand is playing to a large extent right now paper, and that's basically you have a strong dollar, you are short metals, but industrial structure is very different. They don't really care about the dollar, they care about what they have to produce. And that demand is actually getting stronger and stronger at a time where we have actually no supply. So I think on the end, it's the real world which is going to drive the price and not the paper. And I think as a result from that point of view, we're going to see huge pressure on things like the LME. You've already seen the nickel market actually blowing up. And even by squaring contracts because we can't deliver, it doesn't change your back-end structure on deliverable metals.
So you're, out of all the metals that you cover, which is the lowest risk to you?
I think almost everything which goes into the green revolution is actually really in high demand because government policies wants to make us super green. And unfortunately, we're creating a policy without having invested the money to create all the goods we need. And that actually drives prices higher. So you can look at electrification. Copper is a fantastic environment to be in. You have basically production falling and demand going up. Silver already mentioned, but you can look at the nickel market, another critical mineral in going green. It's in very short supply. You take Russia out of the goods and you're in a real mess.
Quickly, your gold at current prices, what is it factoring in? A soft landing, a hard landing? Can you read anything into it?
Gold is the bargain of the century, because basically Mr. Putin told you that the price level of support is 1920. So 1920 is actually right now about the bottom of gold at the time where actually a safe haven demand should actually be picking up. So we see a lot of paper market interventions on the gold market. We see rates basically on the ETFs for delivery. And we see supply chain disruptions. So if you look at gold, silver, they are in backwardation. Your delivery time for large quantities is exponential. And the story that there's going to be Russian gold come to the market is absolutely hubris. There's hardly anything coming to the market because basically it goes straight away into the treasury of the BRIC countries.